Working with transformers. Transformers allow you to build blocks of JavaScript code to transform your data. They automatically update when their inputs change, so you can use them for many applications, such as parsing data returned by a query, aggregating data from multiple queries, or applying formatting. If you've been building in Retool, you might have noticed that you can already run arbitrary JavaScript code via a run JavaScript code query, so why would you need a transformer? While transformers and run JavaScript code queries both use JavaScript to perform actions, a run JavaScript code query is usually used to make something happen, like clearing a text input or triggering a query, while a transformer is used to take, transform, and then return input data. Note also that transformers are read-only. They can only update their own value via the return statement and cannot affect the values of other components or temporary states in Retool. For example, you can't use a transformer to trigger a query. You can use a transformer in two ways: as a standalone entity, or inside of a query. Writing a standalone transformer. Using a transformer as a standalone entity means that you can reuse it in multiple places throughout your Retool app, and that you'll have to specify exactly when and where it will run. Let's walk through an example by joining the data from a SQL query with that of a REST API query. We'll be using the sample data sources that ship with Retool, but you can follow along this example using whatever data sources you'd like. First, create two new queries, and select the users from the onboarding Postgres database for the first, and the onboarding API for the second, using users and the base URL. Drag and drop tables to display the data from both of these queries, along with text labels. Then, click the Transformers tab and New to create a new transformer. We'll sort both data sources and use _zipWidth method to join them together into one big object. Your transformer code will probably look different than this. How you join your data depends on your database schema and what functions you're comfortable with using. Click Save, and drag and drop a new text label and table to display the data. Note how you reference the data by using the transformer name .value instead of .data like you'd use when referencing the data from a query. Writing a transformer inside of a query. Using a transformer inside of a query means the transformer will only run when that particular query runs, and also that it will do so automatically. When you use a transformer inside of a query and reference the query name .data elsewhere in your Retool app, you'll get the results of the query after the transformer has already been applied. Let's walk through an example where we fetch data using a query and then use a transformer to reformat and display it in a more user-friendly way. Query 1 here is fetching data from a GraphQL resource that contains data about countries. Directly displaying query1.data shows a format that isn't very easy to read, so you can use the transformer to reference the nested data about countries. Scroll down and click Enable next to Transformer. Then type return data.countries so that the transformer automatically returns the nested data. Remember that a transformer inside of a query runs automatically when that query runs, so the data you see in the preview is what the transformer has returned.